Now we're going to take the gloves off. We're going to get down and dirty with this code. And what I mean is, we've talked about some pretty basic things, but we're going to actually start connecting JavaScript with back-end C++ handlers. And we're going to do that through QML. And what I mean by that is if you understand Qt and Qt Core, you know that it runs primarily on signals and slots. So what we want to be able to do is bind or connect a signal and a slot together using QML. And this is actually a little bit challenging. We're going to use the code from the last video, save run. Let's just demonstrate what this looks like. Ta-da, same thing that we've been seeing. We have our code.js as code, and we're going to do some surgery here. And there's a couple little gotchas right off the front. So remember how I said never, never, never use an identifier, always use a parameter. We're going to be doing a little bit of surgery here. So kill two birds with one stone. I am going to show you also how to implement, you guessed it, a startup. So first things first, let's go in here. And we're going to say component.onComplete. There we go. So now that we got component uncompleted, let's go in here and let's make a startup function. And then it's just very, very simple. Save run. See down here, starting JavaScript in handler. All right, so let's get this going here. What we want to do is we want to, well, take this guy right here and actually connect signals and slots. Now, to do this, it's going to be a little bit challenging here. So first things first, what we want to do is actually say clicked. So we're going to say function clicked mouse. Now, how did I know to put the mouse in there? Let's jump back, highlight that, hit F1. Signals clicked, mouse event mouse, meaning when this signal's emitted, the clicked signal, it's going to also have a parameter called mouse, which is a mouse event. And this is all taking place inside of QML. And we can actually just copy that. And if we wanted to, we could do something like this. Get rid of the type because we don't need it. And voila, that's kind of how we get to that point here. The problem becomes, what if we wanted to do something like this? Do you see the problem? If we're only being passed a parameter of mouse, how do we know what these objects are if we wanted to perform click? Well, we really don't. And that's where the complexity really jumps in, and then we get a lot of questions. So to solve this problem, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, our conversations about variables. We're going to make two variables right off the bat here. And then we're going to take our startup and we're going to say croot, cbox. There we go. Editor was trying to help us out a little bit. And then we're just going to say root. As long as those names line up, shouldn't have any problems. But now we can actually get rid of that and plug these in. So now when we call perform click, as long as these are already set up, it will work. Again, there's a million ways to do this. So now we need to wire up this onClicked. Let's take a look at how we do that. So you would immediately think that you would do something like this, onClicked equals something, but you would be dead wrong. And this is where it gets super, super confusing. What we're going to do is go in here and we're going to say area clicked dot connect. And IntelliSense is not going to help us out in the least. Code clicked, make sure We're not calling the function, we're giving it the function prototype, if you will. So area clicked connect, very, very reminiscent of QObject, and that's exactly what's happening under the hood is a QObject calling connection, and it's connecting it to the code click slot, which is actually being generated in the background automatically. Oh, that is nuts. All right, let's save and let's run. Something's going on. Let's see what's going on here. JavaScript and signal handler type error. What? So we got root and box, root width minus box width. Did we goof that up? We got root and box. Why is this suddenly an issue here? Well, let's take a look and figure out what's going on here. Ah, yes, we forgot this. That is one of the problems right there, is it's just not going to be super helpful. So I guess the point I'm trying to illustrate here is once you make a design pattern, stick with it. Because if you start changing things around, you're going to start getting a lot of really squirrely errors, and you're going to spend a lot of time, not even in debug land, just application output land, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So some takeaways from this is, yes, variables are your friend. Do not really try to use identifiers from one file in another file, because if that identifier changes, it's going to break it. Running startup script is very, very simple. Just do component onCreated in your window, and you can connect signals and slots. But the big problem is the signature of the signal and the slot have to match, which then becomes the chicken or the egg problem.